Nobody had said anything for 12 minutes. The company CEO had spent the entire time banging his head against his desk, while Eric stood silent, unable to wipe the smile off his face. This was a direct response to the idiotic nonsense caused by Eric directly. All because of them. Again. The great children of the Kurd, more commonly referred to by humans as the crazy alien cheese cult, had built a giant mech made of various cheeses. Eric spent his vacation there, causing the worst diplomatic incident in galactic history. Why? He looked at the statue and said, "You know. It's awesome, but can you make it shoot?" The company co finally stops his head desking and looks at Eric with a pained expression. Why? Why what? Eric replied, still unable to erase the smirk off his face. Why did you give the crazy alien cheese cult's crazy mecha cheese cannon? He yelled, his voice echoing through the bass. Do you have any idea how much damage that thing caused? Well, what was I supposed to do? A giant cheese mech, and I'm not supposed to give it a cannon? All mechs should have cannons. It's like an unwritten law. Police. Eric said, still unable to stop smirking. Godfuckindemit, the CEO yelled angrily and resumed head desking. The CEO slammed his head into his desk for a few minutes longer. When he finally stopped, he looked at him again. 300 million credits in property damages, 25 million for cleanup operations, and nearly 60 million in lawsuits. Everyone present was barely able to keep themselves together by now, only barely stifling chuckles and laughs. Half a city was covered in fondue cheddar. 200,000 people were hospitalized because of it. We have to demolish the entire county due to the damages. Well, at least I solved world hunger, didn't I? People could just eat their way out. I dunno what the big deal is. Eric replied. At this point the sergeant on duty could no longer stay calm and burst into a fit of hysterical laughter, excusing himself from the room. The other officer barely maintained her composure but was clearly struggling to stifle her laugh. All this for a cheese festival. The CEO yelled in between slamming his head on his desk. This continued again for a few more minutes. The other sergeant could no longer hold on and giggled uncontrollably, likewise excusing herself from the room to go laugh her head off outside. It was supposed to be simple. Simple. We watched the giant mech made of cheese trundle about a bit. It sits in a chair, then we eat the cheese. The CEO said, slamming his head one more time. How the hell did we end up with a fondue cannon? Well, I was just talking to my buddy Thrag while we were eating some fondue, very, very nice fondue, and I said, you know Thrag, I like the cheese mech and all, but it'd be really awesome if it shot cheese at a giant loaf of bread. Biggest, greatest fondue ever. And, yeah. So we made a pneumatic cheese cannon. It was awesome. Eric said as he fist pumped his accomplishment. The officers passing by and the sergeants outside responded by laughing louder, more voices joining the chorus of hilarity. If this shit didn't cause one of the worst diplomatic incidents in human history, I would be laughing too. But now the council is demanding we punish the person responsible for destroying one of the oldest cities on their first ever joint colony world. In order to prevent sanctions on us, I gotta throw someone under the bus. Everyone's gonna suffer because of your stupid giant cheese cannon. The officer bellowed yet again, causing yet more laughter as the rest of the base heard his echoing anger. It wasn't stupid. It was actually awesome. It used various cheeses to create a pressurized barrel, then had an internal heating element to melt the cheese, then the mech pumped it like a Nerf gun and it used pressurized air to fire. It wasn't stupid, it was awesome. Eric replied with enthusiasm. Himmels Willen, du verdammter Narr. The CEO yelled in German at the poor bastard in front of him, then resumed head desking as the crowds outside his office grew larger with laughter. In the end, Eric was suspended pending investigation and next year's cheese festival was cancelled pending some needed changes to the law regarding weapons of mass destruction. 2 new Galactic Ordinances were passed into law. Galactic Ordinance number 3287, Cheese Warfare. Even in jest, even in play, under no circumstances for any reason or any circumstance is substance C, known as cheese, to be used in a military capacity at all, full stop. The organization, the Great Children of the Kurd, is permanently banned from creation of military or industrial-grade machinery, and no further cheese festival events are to be held within 50 miles of any historical site. Galactic Ordinance number 2278, Addendum number 658. In accordance with Galactic Ordinance number 2278, the Human Engineers Reasonable Restrictions Act of 3183, Addendum number 658 is added and enforced. Addendum 658 decrees, human engineers are not permitted to create any further cheese or fondue-based weaponry unless specifically requested by the Galactic Council in response to existential threats.